Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jane. This is Procrasti-Knitter podcast, and I will be sharing things that I have been up to with you. Yes, so I just got back from a trip to Philly to visit William, my boyfriend, and the formatting of this podcast might be a little bit unusual depending on how I'm choosing to edit it, but I'm excited to share everything I've knit with you. I've made lots of progress, and yeah, well, you know what? Since things are a little different, I think I will start with acquisitions. So yeah, maybe we'll roll clip of the old footage. Acquisitions from California. I have my webs order that has come in. So if you recall from last episode, I had gotten 3 things of mohair for the Elton. I've actually decided that I want to do the Elton pullover instead of the Elton, which is a cardigan, because I feel like I would get more use out of the pullover sweater version than the cardigan, because the neckline is not my favorite for a cardigan neckline. I think I definitely need a V, like a V neckline for a cardigan. So that is that. So yeah, originally I got these, and I told you I was gonna get Makita with it. So I did. In the same colorway, I got 2 skeins of English Rose, Malabrigo Makita, and I am so excited. I think this is gonna look awesome as a as a cardigan, as a sweater. So I'm excited for this to be worked up. I'm gonna need to finish at least one whip before I cast this on, because I don't want too many crazy things on the needles. But yeah. And the second acquisition I have to share is this. So this is Malabrigo sock, chocolate amargo, and this is really, really soft. So I've done this. My very first like fancy sock yarn was also Malabrigo sock, Zaramora, and I felt like that was really soft. And then William's mom gave me a skein of Malabrigo sock in the colorway Ursula, and it wasn't as soft. But then this is as soft as a Zaramora. So I don't know if it's the dye job, the kind of dyeing, or like the color, because I don't know, because the Zaramora was like a deep purple, and the so the Zaramora was like a deep purple, and this is a deep chocolate brown, but the Ursula was like a more speckled purple, but it was still dark purple. So I'm not sure the difference, or my perceived difference. Maybe there is no difference, maybe I'm just, I don't know, but whatever. So this, originally I bought to make another ribbed to your measure top. But now that I see it in person, I feel like I kind of want to just knit socks with it, even though it's like just a pretty plain colorway. Yeah, I don't know, I'm just kind of really feeling, I think it's gonna be another ribbed to your measure, but like I really like this. I would definitely purchase again for a pair of socks. So yeah, I think it's really, really nice. But that's it for acquisitions. I do have, maybe I'll have more in future. And on to the future, or the present, or for you it'll be the past, because who knows when I'll get this up. But today's actually the 2nd of May, so that is fun. My first acquisition is a birthday gift from William, and he got me a kit from Wool and the Gang, and this is what he got. So, not sure how the color is showing up for you. It's a light purple, a lilac color. It's actually really pretty. And yeah, this is Tina tape. I got 3 of them, but I didn't feel like getting the 3rd ball. But this is Tina tape yarn, which is 100% lyocell, which is also known as tinsel, which I think is a plant-based fiber, if I'm not mistaken. Out of what plant, I don't know. The construction of this yarn is pretty interesting. It's flat. It's like a tape, a ribbon-like construction, and yeah, I don't know. William said he did not know it would be like this when he bought it, but it's actually knitting up pretty well. The pattern that came with it is for a tank top, and I'm not actually sure if I'll knit it as the tank top or something else. I have 450 meters of it, so I feel like, I don't know, the possibilities are there. This is, I like kind of cast it on. It came with straight needles. Yeah, my hair is a little bit too long, and there's nothing I can do about it at the moment, and it's just a little bit annoying, so you'll have to bear with me. But anyways, the fabric is working up really nicely, and it's kind of rounding itself out. I don't really know if that makes sense, but it's definitely not what I would expect to happen with this shape of yarn, I guess. But yeah, no, it's nice. Pretty nice so far. But yeah, like I said, this is supposed to be a tank top, and I just don't know if I want a garter tank top, but it's pretty cool. So thank you for the gift. I am excited to find a project to do for it. Yeah, that's the first acquisition. The second acquisition is this. So this is also from William, and they're stitch markers. Okay, let's see if I can. They came on this ring. I think he just got them from Amazon, but they're very cute. They're plant themed. Oh, one has chosen to fall off. But yeah, they're cute. I like gold. I don't know the best way to show you. They're cacti and the monstera plant mushrooms. This plant, which I love. There are a lot of mushrooms though. Mainly mushrooms and cacti. Oh my lord. What is going on here? But yeah, overall, really cute. Really love. So thank you, William. And my third and final acquisition is I made myself some stitch markers before I left. I made myself some stitch markers, and I made myself this one, which I feel like is pretty cute. This one, all these beads, like these two, came in like a brooch. Is that what it's called? It was kind of like a pin, like a gigantic safety pin with a bunch of like charms. Don't know what that was for, but I took the beads from it. And then I also made myself these, which came in like a bead making set that I bought like 4 years ago. But I think they're just like metal shapes. A leaf, a clover, and a little seashell. So I don't know, I just thought that was cute. I think there are like a couple more, but alas. So those are all my newly acquired things. So yeah, very fun. Yeah, let's do whips. So my first whip is something I haven't touched at all, simply because I didn't bring it on the trip with me. So I almost did, and then I was like, I don't think I need to. Well, I guess I've made progress since the last time you saw, but technically I did not make progress since I last saw it like 2 weeks ago. So this is the state of my Tokyo shawl. It is getting pretty big. I think I'm a little more than halfway through it. This is where you saw it last time, so I will be moving the stitch marker up. Yeah, I mean, it seems like the pattern has been that I do a little bit more than one big section every time I do one of these podcasts recently, and yeah, I guess that's just the reality. But you know, I might take this on the plane with me. I'm going to Northern California tomorrow. I'm flying there tomorrow for my in-person new student orientation for grad school. So I'll be flying. It's a short flight, about 90 minutes from Orange County to San Jose area. So yeah, there it is. Very exciting, huh? So that's that, and I'll report back on it. Still loving it. The second whip is something that has gotten a lot of work done. This is my Ankers sweater, and I have finished knitting the body, and now I'm on to sleeves. So this is my progress. This is my progress on the Ankers sweater. I don't know if I knit exactly to the length it said to. I kind of just tried it on and cast off when, or started the ribbing when I thought it was time. So that's what I did. I cast off in pattern, which is what the pattern suggested, meaning I cast off normally, but in 1x1 rib. And yeah, let me try it on for you. I'm scared I'll lose some stitches, but hopefully not too many. Oh, I'm losing them all right. I mean, it looks really good so far. I've lost one. That's okay. Okay, I'll just deal with it later. But yeah, it looks really good so far. I have a shirt under, so it kind of makes it a little complicated. I like the yoke. I like the yoke construction. I like how it fits on my body. I know some people have a little bit of difficulty with how a yoke fits across their shoulder and chest, but I think for me it's looking like it will work a-okay. This is about the length of it right now, but I know it'll probably grow. This is super wash, I'm pretty sure, so I think it'll grow a bit in the wash and be a little bit more roomy, which would be ideal. But yeah, right now, like so far, I'm really happy with it. I've hit pause on it though because the sleeves call for a decrease rate of every, it's not 10, at least for my size, but let's just say like every 10th row. So not, if it was like every 4 rows, up to 4 rows, up to 5 rows even, I could probably do it, but because it's, the repeat happens every greater than 5 rows, I feel like I'm making this so complicated, but I don't want to give away the pattern. But because it's like that, I can't keep track of it, and also because I'm knitting helically, because I'm alternating skeins, I don't know the science behind helical knitting, but part of it is you slip 3 stitches. So I feel that the row count is off. And when I was thinking back, I wasn't understanding how the helical knitting, I didn't know how to think back in helical knitting, and I kind of guessed, but I have a suspicion that I'm guessing wrong. So I think I'm gonna take a pause on this. I think I might buy a twice sheared sheep row counter because honestly I'm not having a very fun time trying to keep track of, like, I have this pinned here because I was like, oh, I'll just light bulb marker it, which is I think a common way to keep track of rounds. But with the helical knitting, I'm just like so thoroughly confused. I wonder if I can make my own, because I have a lot of these stitch markers. Maybe I'll just create my own row counter by making it in a rainbow. And yeah, I might do that because it's like $20 for the other one and it looks really cute, but I don't know if I should spend money at the moment. Okay, so I have all of this, so you know what, I'll make it right here right now. How does a rainbow go? Red, Joji Biv. So I think I might start using something like this so that I can keep track of what row I'm on. So if you don't know how it works, you basically, this is now your beginning of round marker. So your first round, you would start, the one from twice sheared sheep has a number system, 1 through 10. So it makes a little bit more sense, but you know, we're just gonna have to do with what I got, which is this. So for the first round, I'll use red. And then at the next round, when I slip it, I'll slip the orange. And then I'll slip the yellow. And then I'll slip the green. And then all the way back until I'm at black. Right? And then it'll start again. And once I reach black, I know, well, depending on your thing. Like, this is not even accurate to the sleeve count for me personally. But once I get to the round I'm supposed to get to, then I know to start back over at the front. So say it was an 8-round repeat, which this is, or is this 7? Oh my god, this is 7. Yeah. So say it was a 7-round repeat. Once I get to the 7th, which is the black, I know to return to the top. Okay, so I think we can do that. I think that is doable. And okay, so that's a solution. We just saved some money, so that is good. Yeah, and I also realized that you could also maybe just do it with 2 colors. Like you could do blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. But if, say, you needed a 6-round repeat, you could do 6, like blue, green, blue, green, blue, green. And because they're all linked like in order, you wouldn't, it's relatively simple to understand, like, oh, I've reached the end. Right? I don't really know. All I know is I saved some money, potentially. All that to say, I think I might rip back because I think I did mess up. Rip back and start the sleeve again. All of this is Malabrigo Rios, I believe. And this is about how much I have left of the 2 balls that I started this project with. So I got through the whole body with less than 2 balls of yarn. I mean, this is for me, for my size, for my gauge, but this is about how much I have left. And I'm feeling good because I was feeling a little scared that I'd run out of yarn. But now that I've been able to get through the whole body with just the 2, and I have 2 full skeins left, 2 full 100-gram, so 200, 2 full balls of yarn left. I'm pretty, and the sleeve is decreasing. I'm feeling good about the amount of yarn that I have, so that is good as well. And I'm alternating skeins. I talked about this last time, but it's a little hard to tell now, but this ball is definitely more green and this is more blue. So that is what's happening, but so far so good. I really like the color, the look, and just, yeah, this sweater in general. It's very nice. So that is the Ankers Sweater by Petite Knit. I believe I'm knitting the 3rd size for reference, but I know it's hard to tell how big and how the size of people over the internet. So I don't know if that's helpful for you, but yeah. And as with everything, things will be linked down below in my Ravelry project pages, and yeah. My next work in progress is a new cast on. This is in this bag, gifted by William, and it is made from this yarn, which is the new yarn that you all would have seen. It is so soft. It's Malabrigo sock, and I love Malabrigo sock. I don't know if I talked about it in my acquisition, but if not, I'll repeat it here, which is this is so soft as my very first tank of Malabrigo sock in the colorway Zaramora. So I'm not sure if it's the dye job or what, because I've knit with Malabrigo sock at least in one other colorway, and it was not as soft as the Zaramora until this colorway. So I'm not sure what it is. I don't know if it's just my perception of darker colors feeling more soft or what, but this is very soft and I love this shade. It's very pretty. So with it, I am making, can you guess? I'm making another ribbed to your measure tank top, camisole. So this is the start of it. And yeah, I started this very, very recently. I started this like a couple days ago, and I've only spent probably 2 hours maximum on it, but yeah, it's looking great. I'm excited to keep going, and I think the brown color, this is the back, but I think the brown color will be a nice addition to the wardrobe, so I'm really loving it so far. I did something stupid on the plane, and I think I might have like messed my cord up a bit. I don't know, I just set it down and it got like jammed under the seat and got bent a little, the wire. So here's to hoping I didn't do permanent damage, but do you see that weird angle versus this side? Yeah, whatever. So it's a really great pattern. I'm knitting a size down from the size I knit last time because I felt like I could use a little bit more negative ease, and I wanted the length to be a little longer, and I ran out of yarn with the last one. So I'm hoping by knitting a size down I can have a longer length, and get away with using only one ball of yarn. That's 100 grams fingering weight skein. Okay, so that's the next work in progress, and work in progress is also a half finished object. Ta-da! So these are vanilla socks for me. I decided to do 1x1 rib because why not? And this is them. This looks really big and then this looks really small. Don't know why. Hoping it'll grow, because actually this looks really short, but it does fit, so I don't know, I might, after blocking, if it doesn't grow a bit, I might unpick and knit a little further for the toe. But this is the Birdstreet yarn zebra colorway Kestrel in their zebra 4-ply. Yeah. It is fun but I would not get this base again. I don't know. It's fun, but I talked about this like last episode. I just don't think it's, yeah, I would not pay for this again. I don't know. Not exactly my vibe. But that's good to know. So this is what it looks like all caked up. And yeah, I haven't started the second sock, but I will soon because I don't have anything vanilla at the moment, except for the sleeves, I guess, once I figure those out. But that's it. That's everything I am working on, and I think I have a finished object roll footage from before I went on the trip. Okay, so my one finished object that I would like to share that I'm not going to take to the Philly trip, so I don't want to, yeah. So I want to share it now while I'm here, are this pair of socks. If you recall, this is Manos de Uruguay sock yarn, and yeah, they are done. They're finished. Yeah, no complaints really. I enjoyed working with them. These are almost exclusively made during school hours, subbing the children. But yeah, really pretty. Love the colorway, and I'm excited to wear them out and about. And yeah, I haven't washed it yet, but it's good. I guess an interesting thing about these is I did not have my sock ruler with me when I was doing the foot, so I kind of eyeballed it, or I kind of like tried to like measure against my wrist, because in case you don't know, usually, at least I've found this to be true with every person I've encountered and told this little fun tidbit, but from, you know, the top of your wrist until the crook of your like elbow, I guess, is the length of your foot. So I kind of was like just trying to measure it out and estimate like an inch or two before the end of my foot to kind of guesstimate where the toe should start. So yeah. Is that okay? So I think that's it. That's all for now. So I will let you do future Jane stuff. Okay, so on to more less yarn related things I've been watching while knitting, and things like that. What have I been watching? I've been watching a lot of stuff, a lot of Love is Blind commentary, a lot of, I started New Amsterdam. I think I talked about that last time. It's like a medical drama. I love workplace drama. I really do. Episodic, nice, and progressive views on the show, so it's not like watching, because part of the medical dramas for me is the nostalgia of that format, because yeah, I feel like it used to be really popular. I mean, it still is, but that's just not the kind of television that people talk about anymore, I guess, even if they do watch it. So yeah, and I have a hard time, I don't know, I have a hard time with new workplace dramas. I don't really know. But anywho, I do like New Amsterdam. I do think it's fun. It is reaching a point where I might not like it anymore, and that is because of the interpersonal conflicts that are arising from our characters. I'm not a fan of that. Like, everyone should be peace, live, laugh, love, in my opinion, and we should just have the excitement for the case or cases of the episode instead of the interpersonal stuff. Like, I really do not care for it, especially if it's romantic. That is what I should specify. Yeah. So we'll see. But New Amsterdam. I started watching Beef, which is an Asian American drama as well. Comedy? Drama? Dramedy? Drama comedy? Something like that. And it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I also started watching, or I actually started and finished The Diplomat yesterday. And it's good. I love political dramas. I love like lawyery shows, which is part of like the workplace drama, but yeah. I did enjoy The Diplomat. Parts of it I didn't quite like, such as the romantic relationships. I just literally, other than in Madam Secretary, I have not ever been satisfied by a portrayal of a romantic relationship in TV or movies. It's just so, I don't really know, but I really love the portrayal in Madam Secretary, so I will say that. Yeah, The Diplomat is pretty good. New Netflix show, 8 episodes, and ended on a huge cliffhanger, so that was very frustrating for me, but you know, whatever. Clone Wars, we're on season 4 now, and it's really wild. It's definitely not a children's TV show anymore, and yeah, it's just really wild. I feel like, yeah, if you're like a newer Star Wars fan and you've like seen all the live action stuff, you gotta watch Clone Wars. Like, it's actually pretty good. So yeah. And what else? We're watching the Game Changer Battle Royale episodes, which is actually Survivor, but they don't want to get sued or something. But it's from the cast of College Humor, now known as Dropout, on their subscription service, but it's so funny, so worth it. I think it's only like a couple bucks a month. So that's been really fun. And yeah, I mean, Indian Matchmaking season 3 is out and I'm watching it, but Seema Auntie does not have the same charm. I don't know, or maybe I'm not in the right mood, because like, yeah, watching The Diplomat was really fun, so I think I need something like a little bit more like fast-paced than something that's so episodic or so slow. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I've been up to. Trip to Williams. We did a road trip to Ohio. I was gonna go to a few yarn stores, but there was never really a good time, so I didn't, but it's for the best. But honestly, it looked like they had a lot of local yarn shops there in the Cleveland area, and they looked really nice too, so if I ever return, I'll definitely check them out when there's like a little bit more time. And ooh, we watched John Wick. Well, I'd seen John Wick 1, and then William and I watched John Wick 2 and 3 together, and then we saw John Wick 4 in theaters, and we thought it was really good until the end. And we also saw the Dungeons and Dragons movie in theaters, and we thought it was pretty good. We were gonna see Sisu, but we ran out of time. But I think that would have been pretty good too. So yeah. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all that we did. We went to Ohio because William was in a kung fu tournament, I guess, and he competed for kickboxing and grappling, and he did pretty well. And oh my gosh, yes, good thing I brought it up, because the tournament is like an all-day thing. We were there from like 8 a.m. until probably 4 or 5. It was a whole day event, because a lot of people were competing. There were a lot of different events, and it was like in a high school gym there, so it was very interesting. I obviously did not compete, so it was very nostalgic, and in the Midwest too, and I grew up in the Midwest, so it was very nostalgic of like old like volleyball and basketball game days, except I wasn't playing. But I'd go to my sister's games too and things like that, so it was very reminiscent of that, except a lot more intense because people are like punching each other or like, I don't know, knocking people to the ground, etc. But yeah, so it was a long day, and there were surprisingly a lot of kids there. There were kids events and adult events at the tournament. So toward the end, these two random kids came up to me. They were like, "What are you doing?" And I was knitting. So I was like, "I'm knitting." And they were like, "Oh my goodness." They were like in 4th grade, I think is what she said. And they really wanted to learn how to knit. And specifically, they wanted to help me with my project, which was this sock. So I'll put some footage in here and try to blur out their faces and stuff. Yeah, they insisted on learning, but I did not feel like teaching them on size 0 needles in a sock project. So I was like, yeah, no, sorry. But then I realized I also had this in my bag, this project, and at the time I was working on the body, so it was straight stockinette on much bigger needles. So I was like, you know what? You can help me with this project. So I taught 3 little kids how to knit, and they picked it up really fast. And they knit like 2 rows of the body on this. I did go home and fix their mistakes, meaning there were a lot of twisted stitches that I just didn't catch at the time, I guess. I don't know. Or I kind of just wanted them to like do it, I guess. But yeah, I fixed some drop stitches, and they did mess with the tension a tiny bit, but I don't think you can really tell where they helped on the project or not. But yeah, they were really into it, and it was really sweet. And I was very surprised. I've never taught anyone how to knit before that didn't have like any understanding of knitting, and certainly not kids. So it was actually very surprising to like see someone pick it up so fast, because when I learned to knit, I didn't have like a person right next to me showing me how to. Like, I learned from YouTube tutorials, so I felt like it was such a struggle for me. And definitely they weren't like knitting at the end of like the hour that we like hung out, but they definitely understood it, and they definitely could make a scarf now. So yeah, I guess like knitting is not that complicated, so I guess I should have expected them to be able to pick it up, but they really did. And it is very repetitive motion as well. And like, obviously, I guess I've taught Jenna how to knit, but like, I know her as a person versus like strangers I'd never met before and didn't have any other like working relationship with. So that was really interesting, and that was a very fun memory for me to have. So that was nice. And yeah, so knitting's been fun, knitting's been good. I think that's about it as far as things I would like to share this episode. So thanks so much for joining. Thanks for listening to me chat. You can follow me on Instagram if you want at @taoyung_. And until next time, I will see you in the next episode. Bye.